like if they can't react when they see you, or you jump them before they can react, or if they like force staff away, they peel away, as you mentioned earlier, that you can continue chasing them. And Drow is actually a hero that's good against those type of lineups, surprisingly.
I like it a lot. It's a bit rough against Clinks, I think, in Wraith King, but if you get ahead, it's like this Underlord, right? If he had a Crimson Guard like we've seen, you know, like Hood Crimson, like 15 minutes, all of a sudden the Drow lineup's in trouble. But I feel like the laning stage of VGj.Storm is so strong.
The Undying against the heroes that will be laning against the Drow is really good.
Exactly.
And the silence this game, surprisingly enough, like against these heroes like Warlock, you want that ability. Like these non-committal ways of bursting these heroes down. And also, like, let's not forget, Mirana and Weaver are two heroes that, given that extra damage, can do so much. And in this patch, you don't really need that traditional offlaner. Like, they have the team fight from the two supports, so just pump out all that damage on the cores, and I think this draft pick is really good.
So you guys both think VGj.Storms is just a little bit stronger, easier to execute, maybe?
Yeah, but the early Crimson, though.
Dude, they haven't lost a game with Drow.
Yeah.
In how long?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They might have dropped one at Summit. I don't remember, but I know for a fact they won 3 games with it in the qualifiers. They beat. I know they won a lot of scrims with this.
The way I look at Drow is, like, if you're against like a PL, even if you have like Shadowblade, Hurricane Pike, that PL's just gonna chase you down. You're gonna die anyway. But against their lineup, since we said they have very little reach, if he gets Hurricane Pike as a Drow, he's surprisingly survivable.
Dog, he's going Shadowblade BKB. He's not even.
He's getting a Hurricane Pike.
No, he's not.
We talked about the lack of
he's
reach.
not.
He needs the tankiness. He's gonna build Hurricane Pike.
No.
Okay, talk about it later.
Crazy.
There's only one way to know.
Mirana is, would you agree, the best mid hero to have with the Drow? Just the level 15 talent, all of a sudden every leap is 220 attack speed.
Yeah.
Like, that's just not fair.
Yeah, I think Queen of Pain and Storm are up there though. But
They
maybe
don't
in
have an
this
attack
particular
speed steroid.
patch, I think Mirana, I'd have to agree.
It gives you
Weaver's
the
very good
utility,
for it too.
You have a stun. Yeah, I agree.
But let's just say,
mid-year.
VGj.Storm has the issue that if VG can get to that point in the game where they can play up in your face with these bulky melee heroes, that's the whole idea behind Drow,
Can
right?
I hear your thoughts? I'm a little confused. I want to see, because Boots First just isn't really a thing anymore, and this is a 0 mana regen Wraith King.
He's got 3 stuns now.
He does, but still, like, that just feels weird. Why do you get Boots first in a lane, right? Because aren't lanes pretty 2-1-2 stag? Like, Boots were good when you roam to middle, right? Nowadays, it's just you sit in a lane.
It's all about creeps, too. Like, as a melee support, most of the time you see them, they'll be just denying or trying to mess up last hits, and you want a stout shield so you can tank more hits. I don't know. We'll have to see how it plays out for him.
Yeah, I'm
There's a few supports nowadays that still go for it. I think Yapster is one of the most notable ones that I've seen that still goes Boots on a lot of heroes.
Not on Wraith King.
I'm not saying it's good on Wraith King. I'm just saying on supports in general, for whatever reason, these players favor having that movement speed.
Here we go. A hero you don't really want to square up on. SVG, he only hits the single. They do get the rune,
This
but
is a mid-Drow.
it's fine. Is it? They moved
Yeah,
resolution.
mid-Drow, side lane, Mirana. And so...
Don't mind this. Tiny's always going to push the lane.
I don't know. He does not push it very much anymore with the cleave. It's only 30% cleave, and he has 90 damage for denying.
That is true.
So I feel like I'm curious to see how Ori plays it with the tree, but I've noticed that most players early game are just using the tree. They're not even trying to harass. They're just denying.
Yeah.
The 25% damage is insane.
They just don't want the Drow against the Underlord, looks like.
Which is odd, because I feel like with Undying it could have been okay.
Yeah, they don't want, you know, it makes sense, though, because both side lanes are rather unfavorable, the Clinks or the Underlord. I just don't know if mid's much better, to your point. Regarding Lanham, he's got a lot of criticism in the Chinese scene for unconventional style, like not adapting to meta shifts, and he's almost out of regen as is. And as you said, it's a 2v2. Like, what are these Boots going to do?
Yeah, listen, we got a Mango here and just Decay, right?
Yeah.
Decay's a
the
3
shield,
for.
Man, it's so valued.
Yeah, and Decay's a 3 for, right? It takes their life and does damage and gives you life because of the strength. It's a big one.
I just want to point out the mid lane CS right now.
Yeah, no.
4-4 to 1-0.
Yeah, I was showing in Resolution, actually. He skipped getting a free CS to hit the Tiny twice.
He's been hitting him all lane because he knows if Tiny's allowed to walk up and just hit creeps, then Tiny will get every single deny. So he knows the only way he can actually secure himself CS is by making it so the Tiny's too weak to walk up.
That's big, though. He gets the range creep deny. How big? A range creep denies, how big do you guys consider them? I love range creep denies.
They're not as big as they used to be, but they're still massive.
They're just demoralizing.
Like, look at, he's ready, get ready.
Yeah, I mean, you can't do anything about it. He's going to get every single deny when he has tree up.
part of the reason I'm so surprised it took this long for Tiny to get back in the meta, because you're a lane dominator, and you can get denies very easily with the bonus damage, and you have a stun.
Well, the damage went from
rotation
10% to 25% in the recent patch.
Yeah.
That, like, not 7.19, but 7.18.
Isn't
So
it
that was
30?
the big deal. It's 25% at level 1.
So we haven't looked much at top lane, but Underlord as well as Snaking, they're both actually farming. I'm surprised Weaver has this much CS right now, but once the Firestorm spam level 2 Atrophy Aura comes out,
This is
can't
such
really
an
do
annoying
anything.
lane. Warlock Undying, like, what do you do?
That Sakuchi last hit.
Yeah.
And now look at this Radiant scan. Rezo knows something's up. He sees the red, and look at he's just ready
His
to go into the
positioning
trees.
is really good here.
Yep.
Yep.
Very good use of the scan there.
He knows it ain't going to be a Warlock rotating, so if there's going to be a rotation, it's
stun.
going to come from the bottom lane, which is just something that you can always think about whenever lane you're in. What support will rotate on you?
Rezo is some of the best positioning of any core in Dota. Even when he farms jungle, he often ensures that he positions himself like
Where
optimal.
will the enemy come
Yeah,
from if they
exactly.
come? And
I've
he
talked
positions
to them at
himself
length
that way.
about this. Like, it's something he's thinking about as the game goes on. Like, he's going to continue to play topside because he knows the Wraith King is going to be, caster curse.
He is a little bit out, gets tossed all the way back. That should be not a tower hit, so he's just going to run away, actually.
He's fine.
He's an agility hero. He gets the extra,
But he's
like,
missing
5
a
move
lot
speed.
during this. Tiny's,
And
uh,
he's still in trouble as well.
yeah,
Is he
he's
gonna
going to try to
try?
deny himself to Roche, it looks like. Not living the dream right now. Oh! Okay, well, saves the avalanche.
And Ori gets it, yep.
I like the first item Aquila on
Yes.
Tiny. He's just getting right-clicked all game, not
Get
only in
armor.
lane, but also past that because of the Drow lineup.
There's a kill top, actually. It's on 11. Dark Willow didn't even use Shadow Realm to help secure that. Must have a little bit out of
I can't
position
imagine
there.
how he
Weaver
overstepped his
Weaver
bounds,
bugs.
yeah.
And
Weaver
also,
bugs are
holy,
nuts.
he's hitting for 90 already.
Yep, the Aquila, as you said. That's just a good item. Do you think, is that one of the items you think might see a little bit of change?
I definitely think it needs to. It's been...
It's hard to change,
It is.
though.
Because you can't make it worthless, but it's very strong.
Yeah, it feels like an item that's either going to always be purchased or never be purchased, and that's like the problem with these early game stat items is always one of them's better than the others.
I think, alternatively, there can just be more things to make a Bassi out of. Like,
Okay.
to make a Bassi into.
So make there
think
be like an
Aquila is
intelligence
fine.
version or something?
Yeah, there's just nothing that you can buy that's as value as an Aquila.
Uh-oh,
It's the only thing that
SG.
makes your creep waves tankier as well.
So
at
give
this
it some
stage of the game.
competition.
Yeah.
This VG will drop there. Looked like he was fighting for that rune. Who ended up getting it? Doesn't look like him.
There's a regen rune bottom. That's why you only need the boots.
True.
It's true. And now look at his stash. Wand, double mango. He's ready to move. It just feels weird, right? Like
Going
you
on
could have
Fenrir
started
top.
with those.
They nice route by MSS. Like he blocks the path of Fenrir to escape.
Look at the
That was
bugs.
really well placed. He knew Fenrir was going to try to tango his way through the trees, so the route was blocking that entire path.
And that's part of the reason I think you see this Weaver picked up a lot. Not only the synergy with Drow obviously in this game, but the bugs in the laning phase, man. They're so good. Especially against low armor heroes like Underlord.
You see massive amounts of pings. Dire knows that Resolution has a ward over there. Probably gets countered soon. If
Bottom
not now.
lane, Tombstone deployed. You are gonna get the kill on Lanham. Got the double Starfall off originally, so just so much damage being pumped out from that combined with Drow Aura.
And
He's
there's
gonna
the
buy
bounty.
bottle the rune. I like that play. Whenever you get a bounty rune spawn and you're like, it's efficient to do so, it's just, it's like 100, it's like 200 gold to regen for free because you get that rune. So
That's 4 runes, by the way.
Yep.
Not just 3. It is 4 for VGj.Storm.
that's
They get the D ward mid on the side of Vici, but he's level 6 to Resolution's level 4. And we mentioned like this Tiny, like in team fights is going to be honestly underwhelming in my opinion, but in terms of controlling the map when he gets this first item, he could really shut down these cores of VGj from separating. So we might be looking at VGj possibly planning to group up around this timing of Tiny, because if they let him get a couple kills in the mid game, that's quite scary for them.
just, yeah, but the thing is, Tiny's the only real playmaker.
Yeah.
Clinks is, he can rotate, but he's gonna have to go to the Tiny's lane or just with the Wraith King. Yeah, wow.
And that's
Damage
just full
output.
HP to 0. He already flew out a flask. He has another healing salve coming. This is just...
He is getting his
rough.
levels though, so at the same time he's going to be a Drow in a game where his whole purpose is to enable the other heroes. So I think it's mainly this Tiny's ability to do what we saw Sumail do last game, where he invaded the other lanes, completely ruining their games as well, not only the enemy mid laner. It's not enough to shut down a Drow. You have to shut down the heroes that Drow makes more powerful.
Yep. And the concern for Vici is that if you make a mistake, you fall behind, towers fall, and all of a sudden you're like one mistake away from losing the game.
Yeah, that's just
But
how
they're in
Drow
a good
lineups
spot.
function, right?
I think if Tiny makes plays,
Paparazzi
Underlord
dead
gets
bottom.
it,
Oh,
is he?
He should be. Nice gank there.
I'm surprised they're doing this well bottom, but I think that might just be that's the Undying versus Wraith King, right? Especially a Boots Wraith King. I mean,
Yeah, the
support-
1-4 counters the other.
And then you get the extra damage. I mean, Yawar just gets free harass, right, with the Drow aura. And now Radiant pings out Dire's Ward middle. Middle
Just pops.
was almost a kill, but will be saved by the shadows.
The shadow of the moonlight.
Gets taken by the shadows.
Yeah.
You guys were ever scared of your shadows when you were little? Like you didn't know what it was? Or were you guys smart?
I was deathly afraid of like sharks. Anything that was
I don't
underwater.
know how that came up, but
Oh yeah, I mean just that's what I was afraid of, man.
I only feared one thing: Velociraptors.
okay.
I also feared failure. Oh wait, that's no.
So yeah, I was about to say, so you're
Too real. But top lane, I mean, this Underlord has a Vanguard already at
But look at
7
who's
minutes
here.
into the game.
The minus strength man himself, Undying's here. They're going to try to bring him. He's getting healed up by the Warlock. And Snaking actually right-clicking Fenrir on the backside. And
I mean, he has Warlock heal, he has a Vanguard, he has Atrophy Aura level 3.
We haven't mentioned him at all, but I think that the Underlord's game is even more important than the Tiny's. The fact that he's so strong already, the only real damage for VGJ is that the poke damage, it's the raw physical damage output. And when you have a Crimson, the Tombstone, the bugs, they do 0 damage.
Yeah.
It is
Zero.
the counter. It is 0 damage.
What I wanted to be clear about, we mentioned it in the first game today, is that these heroes that play off map looking for kills, like Tiny, they're enabled by the other heroes that just walk down lanes and push them for you, setting up objectives. And Underlord's that hero for this Tiny. I don't like this TP in.
there's 2 people
But
TPing in. And
looks
it's
like they
going to
wanna
be
commit.
11. Yep, they're going to look for him, but 11 doesn't have any points in the pit. So no lockdown. There's going to be a little bit of a chase, but SVG is just going to swagger on out of there.
You take that.
Yeah, they have, like, with the Underlord having no points in his Pit of Malice, they just have no way of actually chasing them down. So the Tiny, being a very low move speed hero, he completely relies on his teammates to set him up at this stage in the game before he has one of his mobility items.
Yeah, I was going to say.
That's very double. What? That's odd. It's
Maybe
just
he
a
didn't
double
see the
ward by
first one?
Radiant. Huh. It's 2 different players, so yeah, could have been just a mistake.
Yeah, I love the way 11's like conceptually playing this game.
What do you mean by that?
He's playing the most dangerous part of the map. He's building himself to clear the wave, and that's it. He's trying to relieve pressure, and that's all he cares about. Like, he's not getting Pit of Malice in order to set up kills. He's not using his ultimate in any way. He says, I'm going to occupy the most dangerous part of the map, and my role is to survive and push this wave out, because that's what Weaver wants to do with a Drow, is just continuously apply pressure and kills. And it's like if anybody else on his team were to have to go top, they'd just feed. So he's enabling the rest of his team to play.
And you want to simplify the game. Like, the only reason... VGJ, your move is simple. You're going to dive this top tower and take it.
Yeah.
They tried because the Underlord had left. But otherwise, he's going to plant himself there. You can
He's
then
a
ignore
wall.
the lane as Vici and play the other areas of the map. maybe
But you can
hunt the
even make
Drow.
plays around this lane like they are now.
Oh, look at this.
They're
It's
on
going to
the
be
bounty
a
runes.
smoke into a Moonlight Shadows, but they miss it. And now I don't know about this 11 trying to go on him, and they want the rune. He's going to have to ulti out. Unfortunately, looks like 11 will get it for VGj.Storm, but Vici Gaming, there's a lot of zombies up. Are they going to find anything, or is that just going to be runes for Vici Gaming? Sure looks like it.
Zombies.
Yeah, Clinks gets both runes bottom as well.
So that's 4, and this is, I mean, VGj.Storm got 4 runes last time, but guess which ones are worth more?
Yeah.
These ones.
It's a really...
You didn't give me the chance to guess.
Oh, sorry.
It's a close game so far, though. I think
It
it's
is.
still very much in either team's ballpark. It's going to come down to these rotations. Who's going to find the first real... who's going to score the first real point and then take a tower?
Yeah, like that top one, it could have, if VGj.Storm stuck around, Vici could have just maybe wiped them, pushed their own tier 1, but so far, it's reasonably passive, right? 7 kills at 11 minutes. You do have a Clinks who's reasonably farmed, right? Once you get Tread Soaring Aquila, you just eat a big creep. You do a decent amount of damage.
Tiny's going for Blink instead of Shadowblade, which I like a lot against these heroes like Willow. Generally, Shadowblade's better if the opponent sees you briefly and you can still kill them. But against these heroes like Willow and Weaver and Mirana, if they see you under a sentry, they're going to get away. So the Blink gives you little time to react.
11?
Double damage Weaver.
Yep,
Well
there
played
it
by
is.
Snaking. That's the Drow Aura factor coming to play, and the DD.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that just shows he was... I feel like he barely killed him there, and he had double damage and Drow Aura, so... This Underlord is still quite tanky, but that kill is quite important.
The thing about the Blink Dagger, to your point, is that you need to use it. Shadowblade, I think, is a lot less risky because it allows you to accelerate, and it's less all-in as far as I need to find kills to stay
But you said
relevant.
he's their only playmaker, so he knows this, right?
I
I'm not
just,
saying
I
it's-
would rather a wand for sure and then a Shadowblade, but Blink's fine if he lands a couple kills right off the bat. Then
he has to land a couple kills though.
Other thing is it doesn't cause mana. Shadowblade, you can have mana issues, especially if you skip bottle as he has.
Yeah.
And it looked like they maybe were trying to bait the Mirana into pushing that tier 1. They TP'd 2 people in, but they just back out. Now the Underlord heads bottom.
Mirana's getting a Dragonlance of her own just so that she can survive the combo from Tiny, which I like a lot. Weaver has not gone that route, so if he can manage to catch Weaver with his Blink Dagger, that'd be a pretty huge kill. Weaver's been applying a ton of pressure top on Snake King, going for the Diffusal, which is quite scary for all of the heroes of Vici. Very low mana pools, heavily reliant on them.
I also hope he gets the mana break instead of the XP talent this game. I think you just stack that, and all these strength heroes on Vici, you show up, hit them 4 times, all of a sudden they've got no game whatsoever.
That's when mana burn's most effective, is when heroes heavily rely on mana and they don't have very much of it.
Well, top lane, Wraith King was level 4 for a long time, but gets some decent levels, almost level 7 now, with an urn, so LanM does
forced to leave top on the Underlord. That double damage kill is what makes this happen, and now he still doesn't have a point in his ultimate on Underlord, so he can't like play super aggressive up top and just TP out.
This could be a kill into a tower, which I'm sure they'd love, and this is on the second highest farmed, highest level in the game, Mirana.
I don't know how you actually catch him unless you manage to get the Blink Dagger on Tiny off.
Well, there's 5 here, so let's see. Oh my goodness, he sees everyone. Alright, I'm out of here. See you guys later.
This is one of the Radiant advantages, though. This bottom tower, not nearly as effective as the top tower that Radiant secures, because that sets up for Roche. This tower, what does it really protect?
It helps you farm the Radiant jungle as a core for Vici, but
it just, you don't want to be playing bottom because it's the direct opposite of Roche.
Especially against a draw lineup.
And there's the bugs. You see 11 just focused on killing. Once you kill that, a lot of damage gone. He does, and they just have to get back. There comes the Dark Willow. It only hit 1 because Paparazzi was a little delayed in his TV. Goes for SVG, who's just going to run away. It looks like they get the easy kill on 11. Paparazzi in a lot of trouble. This is going to be another kill for VGj.Storm. Will he get SVG? No. But on the backside, is it over yet?
He's looking
here, and he is going to stun. He will hit SVG, who will get taken down. But if you die here, that is not worth it at all.
Oh, dear.
MSS gets the kill. And there's a tip.
The tip.
That's the first one I've seen.
That.
Wait, is that?
Goodness.
We didn't see any in the first series, right?
No, we didn't.
And this is MSS.
And that was an EG series.
Yeah, I've never seen MSS.
Hitting him with the AI step.
Oh, arrow hits on the. Nope, never mind. Not going to turn it into.
Well, it did hit him.
It did hit him.
Correct.
Yes, testing you.
So it is 9-3. VGj.Storm. I mean, they're playing their Drow lineup correctly.
That's the play that you fear if you're Vici. Like, that's your issue, is that if you try and defend this tower and then lose all these heroes, look at the 3k gold for VGj. Drow suddenly walks back to the bottom lane. No one's left.
Yeah. What do you
Take
do?
free 2 minutes of farm.
For Rezo.
You make so much space.
So what do you want to, like, is this game just on Ori to make stuff happen with Tiny, or how, like, what do they do?
That's what it comes down to. I don't really know. Clinkz is not a hero that makes his own game. Like, you can rotate, but like he doesn't solo kill anyone.
Yeah.
He's up
not for a while.
+1. But the Wraith King, I stand by Wraith King support. When you're outmatched at level 1, how do you buy yourself a game? You don't clear creep waves. You don't push. Like, you're just a walking stun.
MSS.
Top lane.
Well,
they are smoked behind him, though.
Yeah, they are. They're looking for 11. Mouse comes down. In comes the rock as well. Stun toss will hit on both of them. Snaking. He can't even use his ulti because he'll just go right back into the pit. He will survive.
Ori actually messed that up. He should have stun comboed the Weaver instead of the Willow.
I think he was invis.
Oh, was he?
Yeah,
but he was on the pit with a sentry. I don't know. It was close, yeah.
Sentry was placed late.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a big deal that Snaking got away, but if they can turn this into an objective.
Well, Snaking, he knows it's a free kill on Fenrir if he finds him, but it's nighttime.
Hits for 165 damage on Weaver with that double attack, 330 damage.
Yeah, so he did go for the XP as well, by the way.
Yeah, that's exactly what you said, right?
I think they're both good because when you go XP with the Drow Aura, like, your stats are just so value. Like, you can just get strong. The goal is the game doesn't end quick, so it's nice to get those other talents online.
Well, and they're trying to bring this. They just want the rock, and, well, it's 100 gold for MSS, as well as level 9. That's almost a full spirit vessel now.
Dude, everybody wants the rock. He's in, like, 4 blockbusters.
He is. I don't know, the rock, he's all right. What if Stone Cold Steve Austin would have instead became the main actor instead of the rock? Probably wouldn't have happened.
What ifs?
What ifs? What ifs are a big thing in Dota. What if BSJ is playing TI? What if BSJ was casting TI, and well, we know that one.
Yeah, and so far, that's up to you guys.
Garbage.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Come on, man. I was gonna say maybe the viewers can decide.
Well, that's why they gave him a tryout. You know, they
Yeah.
put him with two of the stalwart, reliable casters. You know,
Well, yeah,
so
we all said the reason why there's a TriCast is so you get at least 2 people's worth of quality.
Yeah.
And like they were like, we got Kyle, we got BSJ, we got like Analyst Grant and Caster
my
Grant, but
goodness.
mid lane,
Instantly dead.
he's a worthless hero right now, honestly, with no goal.
Oh, look at this. The bugs hit. That's the thing, right? These bugs are stacking. You are dead, 11. This is just a Drow lineup played to perfection. It feels like.
He doesn't look very
so
tanky
easy.
anymore.
You drop the tomb and you dive the tower is 5. And look at this. Top tower dead, mid tower dead. What time is it?
Game time.
Is it Roche?
Oh, Roche time.
I've got a question. I've almost never seen anyone at level 20 pick the 0.5 armor reduction. Is it just, I mean, 2 attacks is a lot, right?
It's basically like the bugs are so important to just stay on that there's really nothing that you could want
SVG.
more than making it harder to kill them.
I love that decision. Give the Aegis to your Weaver. He went Diffusal.
And he's the most farmed.
There's no way they're killing him twice.
Yeah.
They have to kill him in like a wraith or a tiny combo, and once they tiny combo him,
Look
he
at
has
his
free
item
reign.
choice. You like this heart second
I
item
love
on Weaver.
it.
I love it.
I legitimately love it. He doesn't
This is
need a
smart.
damage item or like anything to make himself more impactful because he has the Drow. And then if he can dangle for the rest of his team, no one else on his team wants to be in the front lines, right?
Yeah.
He wants to be the one
Yep.
that VG is forced to go on. And if he has a heart, then there's no way. They have very limited damage output in the mid game for VG since they're behind. And their tiny went blink instead of Shadow Blade.
And you need someone on your team to be the fight starter. Like, walk in there, get a Diffusal off, start hitting somebody, the tomb goes down, make yourself a target. And to your point, his other cores, you don't want them to do that.
Yeah.
They're more they survive through mobility, and in Drow's case, through just being behind everybody else.
If you don't have innate initiation, you need someone who can force the opponent
Yeah.
to start the fight on your terms, because you're like, we want you to go on this guy, so we're going to put him in front of
we
you.
gotta think of like some sort of word for that. It's like, it's not like a space maker because that has different connotations based around how like the map is played, but it's more like someone's got to get into the thick of things. The entry fragger.
Yeah, okay. The frontliner.
Yeah, that makes it sound like a Medusa.
Okay, I know what you're saying.
Do you?
I would say like the disruption
I'll go
or
on
something
the
like that.
A thesaurus during the break, and
Okay.
we'll find one.
Okay.
Looks like we have a
They are
gank.
smoked up to top.
They're smoked. They have the Murano ulti as well if they wish to use it, but they might use that as an escape mechanism more than initiation.
I like that Clinks is bottom. This is really his best play.
Yeah, I was going to bring on Paparazzi. Like, he's a little like tiny, right? Like, isn't Clink's best when he's picking off kills on the map?
Yeah.
Is that just not possible this game?
It's not possible this
Okay.
game. but
Underlord
you are
can't show
correct.
anymore. Underlord can't show
Yeah.
in lanes, and that's what you require in order to have kill threat. You need the lanes to be
here we
pushing in your
go.
favor. Looks like they want to fight
That's
here,
a
though.
5-on-5. They go in immediately. SVG doesn't even get taken down, gets the tombstone, they get the rocket. It's pretty nice. We're going to see a tear on the backside. Not yet. He hasn't used it. He will throw it in. Ori
Oh my god.
is going to
the
die now. the
Tombstone lived
tear.
with one hit.
And look at this. A TP out from 11 doesn't have ulti. Lan M more than likely gonna die. Yes. Yawar gets a kill and Dust gets popped out, but Paparazzi makes, and that's a 3-for-1, as you said. The Tombstone with one hit mixed with the Terrorize of Dark Willow.
Why are you able to miss uphill on that?
Why not?
Because every other thing you can't miss up on hill.
Yeah, okay, let me tell you the lore of it. So a spire, right? It is pretty much a spire, even though it
Okay.
is a tombstone.
I can see where you're going with that.
And so the tombstone does not have windows.
Okay.
So no one
Do
can see
spires
out
have
of it.
do spires have windows?
Yes,
Okay.
Rapunzel was in a spire.
Oh. Wait, so what do the windows have to do with it?
No one can see out of it. So if you can't see out of it, people can't see into it and hit it.
Reliably 100% of the
Yes,
time, but they can still
exactly.
take blind firing.
Yes, which that is why the misses are there.
Oh my god.
Oh, it feels like you guys didn't
If
really
I just
brush
understood
up on your
lore,
lore.
if
Yeah.
I just understood lore, I wouldn't have to remember anything about Dota. I would just
Yeah.
like be able to infer it.
Yeah.
Wow. Analyst Grant in a nutshell. But
Yeah, I was gonna say we don't have 3 casters.
Yeah,
on
we
this
have
panel.
5.
We have 5.
Yeah.
Observer, analyst, caster, Grant. Just wait. You know, Savage Grant unfortunately couldn't make an appearance here at TI
yeah.
Well, that's a.
yet.
I feel like I'm
yes.
savagely, this
Myself?
ops, but no, the ops, but yeah.
I
Well, he
don't know.
almost has so he has the Crimson Guard. We saw it actually, it did mitigate a ton of the damage, but are they just too far behind at this point?
I
Like,
feel like if Tombstone gets down, they lose
Yeah.
the fight.
The problem is you have to stay. There was some game I think Liquid ran a similar draft, but they were tanky and none of their cores died. and that allowed them to keep their towers alive because you can't group up as the Drow lineup. But now, like, it's just not enough, and you're losing the 5-on-5s. And I feel like EG and VGj.Storm demonstrated the importance of having these supports with incredible teamfight impact.
Yeah.
The Tombstone goes down, the Fear lands. How do you win a fight as Vici?
You can, as they just shown. Look at this, 11. It's not even the damages. Look at his mana pool just cut in half. He's still going. He says whatever. That's the best thing about Weaver. Like, your ulti, in a spot like this, you know you're not going to team fight, probably, so you can just harass with ulti.
What items Rezo got?
He had...
He's going Hurricane
Dragon.
Pike.
No, he's not.
Yes,
I thought he was going BKB.
Oh,
He's going 4-step BKB.
Yeah, but he's going for the
You're
Hurricane
right,
Pike.
you're
Yeah, yeah. I'm telling you, man, it's the peel.
Yeah.
He knows that VG can't chase him past the tiny combos, so if he survives in 4 stabs, he
Fenrir.
lives.
Fenrir just getting run down
dear.
by Snake King. We could watch the Underlord die instead.
Wow,
We'll
he
watch
died?
Fenrir die.
Yeah, Underlord died before getting his ulti out.
That's a blade mail on Tiny. That's not.
I've built this item recently. It's one of those where you're behind and you're like, I'm going to blink in and combo somebody,
Dude,
and then I know I'm going to die
Echo
anyway, so I might as
Saber-
well blade mail.
You go Echo Saber every game. It's the I'm a behind Tiny. It's the
I
I'm
don't
a
know,
Tiny
man. I
every
don't feel
game.
like Echo Saber enables you in fights this game. If he was playing for the pickoffs, yeah, Echo Saber's better, but if you saw last fight, he did a lot of damage
Oh,
with the
because you
blade
put
mail.
the blade mail on the racks.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know what he's going with that, because you can't put an Echo Saber
don't
on the
know where
racks
you're
either.
going.
Are you saying Echo Saber attacks with the racks twice?
Well,
Jinx gets
Resolution
picked
kills
off,
Paparazzi top.
Solo
What?
kills him.
Yeah, we're just
Shadow
watching
Blade,
this. Here we go.
silence.
They're going to go in. Rock's going to drop. Clinks does buy back.
Blade
Instantly,
mail.
SVG is dead. But as you said, the Tombstone's down. Lan M will slow everybody. Plus this upheaval. Everyone's just moving at 0 move speed at this point. MSS trying to get away. Will Shadow Roam. Will go for the TP.
No
or he's
tiny
gonna stun.
avalanche.
Sure
Oh,
don't.
1 second cooldown.
So well played. They lose one. It's just SVG, the one they're trying to sacrifice. 9k advantage now. They get the tier 3. Rezo gets the solo kill.
That's the biggest thing,
He
right?
just got
So
Hurricane
efficient.
Pike, and he has 1,200 gold.
It's both teams making the right move. Vici's just outmatched right now. It's like a 90-10 game. Storm is in a commanding position, and they play it right. Kill the split pusher. You're going to make the buyback play if you're
Whoa.
Vici, but it's
I-
too little too late.
They
And
won't
the
even let me
tip
go over
once
there.
again.
All right. MSS. Well, they're tipping each other, though.
Okay, that's nice.
It was a
That's
solo kill. Pardon me for missing. But do you think, now going back to the draft a little bit, like, they had to kind of see this drought coming, right? When you have a Dark Willow, a Weaver, and a Mirana, like, it had to be in the back of their mind, right? You
Yeah.
think they wanted him to pick it, maybe?
If there's one hero I think you don't want to play against Storm, it's Drow.
Yeah.
Like, that's their go-to, their favorite strat that they will pick. That's what won them the qualifier, if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken. I think they won played in both games.
Pretty much, yeah. And it just feels like with the Tiny, you're like, oh, I'm going to be able to get on top of this Drow so easily. And then,
Yeah.
I mean, the Tiny's the one person who won the lane on his team, right? And now bottom, uh-oh. Paparazzi
No detection
running.
on the Weaver.
Yeah. He has a full heart, by the way. He has 2.6k HP with intelligence treads on. This Weaver is a tough one.
The
Would you
pro-
say he has a lot of heart?
I would say he does.
The problem is that Underlord, yeah, he won his lane, but he can only, his whole purpose is to sit on towers and be tanky. And if you're ever not tanky enough, like, there's no way for you to gain advantage for your team. Your
Yeah.
goal is to just stall.
Your
But-
goal is to take the dangerous farm and prevent the
Yeah.
opponent from getting objectives while doing so, and if you're not able to do that, then you're just not a hero in the game of Dota, honestly.
and
Like,
that's why
yeah,
goes
he
from
pops
top
Crimson
to-
Guard in fights, but
Okay.
you're not like, wow, the impact of this Underlord.
Possibly going to be a fight middle. Or they're just securing the jungle for Radiant. They just want everything. Might be a tier 2, though. I love Snaking runs over to tank for the siege creep. Siege creeps are then important.
They do 55 damage per hit on towers.
Look at that. It even got the last hit. This guy's good.
Dire's bottom shrine is under attack.
So Shrine getting attacked
Roche
now.
is their next objective for high ground.
Yep, they already killed top shrine. Their advantage went from that high ground push. Now it was 9. Now it's 14,000. Both shrines are dead. As you said, wait for next Roche. Probably get a BKB on Drow. Go high
Weaver's
ground.
just going to present himself like this, as he has been all game. He's just building tanky items. He went for the heart. Now he's going for a butterfly.
SVG gets his Tranquil Boots. He's
Nice.
ready to go.
He's online. He can now walk faster to lay Tombstone and die.
Well, looks like they had
I saw him
vision.
in a ward sentry combo.
This is such a tough kill, though.
Radiant are scanning.
Let's see. Do they have it? They have Dust on Undying. They know he's near top. Maybe they're like, maybe he'll just pop out. And he's running. He's running down.
And this is not the way you want to play on Clinks, but if you're behind like this, you have to. And he's actually just going to have to TP out. Still 1,000 gold off of his BKB on Clinks.
Yep. Meanwhile, Rezo has his. Yep. I think we might just... You're still scared, right? I mean, this is a... Pit of Malice, Firestorm, plus Warlock into a... You can't just straight up do a Roche, can you?
I think the Warlock is the key.
It's the
You
big
get
one,
that
yeah.
4-man Fatal Bond off. It's rough.
Plus Rock. You just stun everyone. Everyone's taking 5,000 damage. Yeah, that's rough.
But this is VG.Storm with the control of the Roche area with this ward, so they know they can do this, and they have Undying to break the smokes on top of where the ward is, so if the smoke breaks, the hero will be revealed, so they don't have to worry about a play VG could make about it.
So you like they give the second one to Mirana this time. Why not give it to the Weaver again?
He's just not going to die
Not
before...
okay.
No, he's just not going to die.
He's going Butterfly next. HP.
Notice how the
evasion.
Mirana even took the HP talent at level 10. Just little things. They know that the way they lose fights is getting bursted by Tiny, and as long as nobody gets bursted, then Tiny Clinks are quite underwhelming. And the Tombstone will pay off over the course of the fight.
Well, here we go. Middle lane.
Drow, Hurricane Pike, BKB, and Cheese.
I said everyone was here, and then Resolution just ran off to the jungle. But we are going to see a burst down. He doesn't want to lose the Aegis yet,
Oof.
and he won't. Barely.
They have any urn charges for him? No, no Spirit Vessel charges. They haven't killed anybody. They're
They're surgically playing this game.
Yeah,
they
they
know they know the only way for them to lose is to throw this game at this point.
It's 17k now, the advantage. And I think it's less about the advantage, I would say, and just the items, right? Like, you're going to pick up items too if you're Vici, but once they have this BKB on Drow, Weaver, does he have a butterfly or did he just change?
He's going
No,
for
he's
it.
changing
Changing to
apparently to a Moon Shard. It's for the night vision.
yeah.
For the night vision.
You're just tossing out 4,000 gold for the
It's for the night
night
vision.
vision. You
Yeah.
think 4,000
Tombstone
gold?
giving 1,800 night vision wasn't enough. Fun
Yeah.
fact of the day. For
That is weird. So why, honestly, why do you think he's going this?
Because
don't
he
know,
has
or-
damage, so build attack speed?
I think he's
there's no way he
the value
completes
on
that.
the mana burn as well. And to your point, yeah, you have so much damage from the Drow that the attack speed is probably your most valued gold per DPS.
That is true,
Oh,
though.
look at this. Rezo might find another solo kill. He doesn't get his blink off in time. Will he have
Play
enough damage?
now.
I don't
Play
think
now.
so.
Got him.
He gets
Who
out.
took more damage there, the Drow or the Tiny?
Wow.
Drow with 40 armor, Tiny with 21. It's pretty close.
So how does Blade Mill work again at BSJ for the fans at home?
Yeah, if you deal 400 physical damage, for instance, and the guy has 20 armor, it counts as dealing him 400 damage that gets dealt to you, and that damage that gets dealt back is reduced by your own armor. So if Drow has 40 armor and Tiny has 20, he will take less damage while hitting the Tiny.
I just realized, man, if they brought the noob stream back, you would be perfect for it.
I mean,
Because they can relate.
I will be one amongst my people. Okay, I have to understand.
No,
you know,
their game mechanic knowledge is amazing. Yeah, trust me.
Oh, thank
It
you.
is very nice to have someone I can ask.
Yeah, I mean that's not why Kyle's here for sure.
I know that's Grant's pet peeve is like when people don't know Dota because he's
Yes.
like, man, 6 years ago.
Let me tell you the story about the spires that have to do with the
Yeah,
dying Tombstone.
In patch 6.4 now, but we do have almost a full Mjolnir up, or is it?
They're just waiting
The
for
chicken's
this
coming.
net worth advantage. How long do they have on Aegis? 2 minutes. They got all three. They got 3 out of 4 bounty runes. Clinks managed to snipe one of them, but you're just noticing the net worth slowly but surely climb in favor of VGJ. They can keep waiting for an opportunistic rune. The Mirana now has an arcane rune.
Is that opportunistic?
I think arcane rune is one of the most powerful runes in the game.
Shouldn't they
DD
give it to
would probably be better.
snaking? Isn't that better
Weaver
on
is
Weaver?
one of the best arcane rune carriers, if not the best like carrier.
I think like Storm and Weaver.
Yeah, you have perma uptime on your Sakuchi.
A Scotty, the new choice for snaking.
He's
I
just
think
mixing
gonna
it
grab
up.
Yeah,
I'm
he's-
honestly fine with that. He's against heroes that he
could sell
like
one and
slowly
get
hit,
it,
like
right?
all these tanky
Bottle.
melee heroes that you just slow to death, and then he just doesn't die ever.
Yep.
There it is.
Yeah,
Full
I'm
Scotty.
perfectly fine with that
Yeah,
purchase.
because Vici, like, they don't really deal enough damage to take him out ever.
Oh,
and
Tombstone
he's-
goes down, by the way. Is this an early committed fight? It looks like they get a root down Underlord. Look at the eye of Scott doing so much to the Underlord, just slows him in place. There we're going to have a stun toss combo coming out on the backside, but it won't be enough. Yawar, he still has the Aegis well. It's going to be a cancel ulti from 11, actually. No one's dead yet except 11. And now look at Snaking. He actually does not care. He is sitting at 3.5 HP. There's the Blade Mill, but Snaking, once again, doesn't care with all this HP. They're going for Ori. Will they get him? Doesn't look like it land him. Will just run in again. Pops ulti, will slow some people, but their Axe is gone.
Dude, the Mjolnir as well on top of Snake.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Whenever you have that hero that can stay on the front line,
there-
it becomes even better. And the fact that they understand that, right? He's building that way. He's putting the Mjolnir onto Snaking. Snaking probably took 7,000 damage that fight. And then he's just back to full with that heart.
I mean, is there anything Vici Gaming can do now? Right, like Warlock Rock Fatal Bond's what we said is the comeback, and it's on cooldown for 140.
Yep.
They can't take fights without that. And Clinks is just underwhelming in this kind of spot. To be honest with you, he's a hero that relies on being able to push Q and kills people, and he just can't.
Look at Snake. He actually doesn't care. Gets to defuse a lot.
Has time lapse, then he doesn't care.
Yep, and this just prevents the Fatal Bonds.
He's gonna have to use it. Yeah, will.
Yep.
Yeah, I was going to say that's it.
Wow.
People are really favoring, like at least the NA team so far, really favoring that hero that the way they enable high ground is by running at you as this super tanky hero that you can't ignore. We saw the Alchemist for EG, we saw the Weaver here, and like I think that's a really cool aspect that these teams are understanding about how to end the game properly.
Yeah. And that is VGj.Storm. Just 32-minute game, pretty quick. I mean, it was a fifth pick Drow, and they just did everything they had to do. Maybe they messed up a little bit in the laning phase, but once it came down to the, hey, let's group up, hey, let's make like that first rotation top right, they get a kill, get the tier 1, everyone TPs in from Vici Gaming, and then they're all gone.
Yep.
The one play I had a huge problem with from VG Gaming, I think, was the most exciting play. It wasn't something that's glaringly bad when you watch it, but when he was pressuring mid on Ori and just having free farm and his timings were all just going to be as whatever he wanted them to be, he decided to TP top, and he wasted a solid 45 seconds, and Rezo got 2 levels during that time, who was crippled, and it went from Tiny level 8 to Dry level 6 to both of them level 8, and that slowed down his timing, and you said he was their only playmaker, and it just felt like this Tiny, who had 8 denies in the first 3 creep waves, did nothing.
And to your point, it seems to me that both VGJ and EG, they stressed making that first move. And you saw Sumail, yeah, he's rotating a lot. He's moving around the map constantly, but he's the one
dictating when it happens.
Exactly. Whereas
Ori did it
when
reactionarily.
you force the course to teleport, react, we saw it in the Luna game before as well, where EG's just diving top. The Luna TPs into the tier 2, but it's just so ineffective. Like, I'd almost rather die than be forced to TP to now the dead area of the map. And I just think that the way the NA meta seems to be functioning, it's only been 3 games.
But it's been 3-0, and we do actually have some highlights over here, which...
Well, it didn't start so well for Resolution, but you can see this is that play you're talking about. This is what I think the strength of a Drow lineup is. Weaver's just diving a bit. They drop the Tomb. Here's the Fear. It doesn't quite catch the Clinks, but it doesn't really matter because, like, there's 2 heroes here. Like, look at the rest of Vici Gaming's heroes as well. You can see they're running towards the top tier 2. Like, this is never the play you want.
And you have an Undying who's already set up on you, so that Tombstone's already racking up zombies, and there's this Tiny that comes in for the kill, but, I mean, this is when he gets tipped. Yeah, like, you don't... That is not worth it at all. MSS thanking him for the triple kill.
And I saw this when I watched OpenAI play the human team, where our caster humans just continuously tried to defend towers. When the enemy would show up with 4 or 5 heroes, they're 2, then they're mass teleporting and looking to connect. It never works.
Yeah, if you're not prepared to defend a tower, like you're not already set up on it, it's one of the worst, like, costly mistakes you can make in all of Dota.
Because now you not only lose the tower,
you lose map control.
Yeah.
Because all of your heroes have TP'd away from the other side of the map, so the team is taking your top tower, and you're doing nothing bottom, so they just take your top tower, can TP somebody bottom and farm it, so they're farming all 3 lanes.
And it's the creep waves you miss, too, because a Siskel notwithstanding, a level 7 hero is about the same golden XP as you'd get from a creep wave, right?
Wow.
When you give up 2 or 3 free waves to teleport in and then die, feels bad, man.
Yeah, that is exactly how I would express my emotion about that one. But overall, I think VGj.Storm was given their comfort zone type of lineup, and with a hero like Weaver, why do you not make aggressive plays? Because you're scared of dying. They didn't have any play to kill him until Tiny Blink, and you saw him just running rampant until that point.
My final word on the game, Drow, they should never get it. They shouldn't get it again. I'd say
Last
for the rest of this tournament, don't give Storm Drow.
Yeah.
Like, we can talk as much as we want about the game,
Yeah.
but they don't lose with this
Run it
strat.
back. Don't give them draw.
Yep. So we are going to take a quick break. VGj.Storm defeats Vici Gaming. They're up 1-0 in this, best of 2 series. And when we come back, game number 2. So stick around.